Hey, what's up, guys? Asher here. I just wanted to jump on here and share some of my thoughts on one of the big topics these days, and that is the AI revolution. And just some stream of conscious, my take on it. So, I've said this for a while that I think this is a bad idea, and it's a technology that we're going to regret in the long run. But just to elaborate on why, and it kind of comes to me as maybe one of the dark sides of science. And just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. And eventually, the progress is the price of progress too high at some point. And I think with AI, we are stepping into the event horizon, across the event horizon, where this just doesn't seem like like the benefits are going to outweigh the cost. And so what do I mean by this? So, what are the benefits of this technology? So, I've used it to make some songs and videos and art, and it's been funny and fun. Like it's brought some joy to my life, making funny parody songs with Suno and funny album art covers, and I use it for thumbnails on YouTube, and all that stuff's great. And as a research assistant, I could see there being some value in that. Now, is it reliable? Kind of. Um, I wouldn't trust what it says 100%, not at all. So and I know that for like some people in coding, it can really help you write codes and be very boostful to people's productivity in just kind of menial, time-intensive tasks. I know in medical imaging, there's some benefit to it where it can scan through many different images and identify, cancer cells and cancer growth and stuff like that. So there are some benefits, but does it outweigh the negative? And the negative just seems so much more even existential and dangerous and quite frankly sinister. And so what are some of these negatives? Well, first off, there's the economic implications of how many jobs are going to be replaced by this technology. Because it seems like that's kind of the plan that, hey, we can cut payroll, we can cut benefits, just have this fucking AI do it. And, maybe it's not quite as good, but as a human, but hey, we don't have to pay it, so fuck it. And so how many jobs are gonna be lost because of this shit? Like a lot. If it is fully realized, then it's gonna destroy so many industries and eliminate so many jobs. And so that's one negative. The fucking cost of this is insane. The resources needed to go into this is just mind-boggling. The amount of electricity just being wasted, the amount of consumer products, computing products that are being consumed by this is just staggering. These data centers, and so the resource cost is immense. And how are you going to make this shit profitable? Like OpenAI is losing tens of billions of dollars. They're burning billions and billions of dollars just operating every month. They're operating at tremendous loss. So how the fuck are you going to make it profitable? It seems like that's going to be extremely, extremely tricky. Was it going to have ad placement in there? Like, and this is where we start to get into some of the sinister shit, where this is a technology that, quite frankly, allows for totalitarianism to be realized in a much greater scale than has ever existed before. And look, we're already subject to intense digital surveillance where all there's a digital paper trail for everything you do. The technology's already there to, access your files on your computer, your phone, your microphones, your cars. We're living in a intelligence saturated environment where surveillance could be happening almost all the time. It's almost impossible to get away from it in our daily lives. Now, the big kind of problem for the intelligence agencies has always been that you're gathering a tremendous amount of data. So, how do you sift through it? How do you actually parse it to surveil people? Well, you basically just store it, and then if somebody becomes of interest at a later point, then you could pull up their shit. But AI allows the entire mass of the data collected to be parsed. And so this would be the equivalent of having tens of thousands of employees, like the KGB, which had hundreds of thousands of employees, because they needed that much manpower to surveil and run their operations within Soviet Union. Well, now you could run it with way less of a budget of a roster. So you're creating the tools of oppression using this, where it's we've already have the surveillance, it's already happening, but now we have the tools to parse it and to make use of it. This is tailor-made for totalitarianism. Not only that, misinformation, propaganda, deepfake videos, gatekeeping the truth. If we become so dependent where we just ask the AI a question, well, where is it getting the information? Is it getting it from the correct sources? Is it propaganda? And fake videos, disinformation, misinformation. It just makes it so fucking easy to spread and disseminate this stuff. And it's at a level where it's becoming so convincing that it's difficult for people to, especially people who aren't super technologically savvy, to identify it as fraud, as fake. And so massive concerns with privacy, massive concerns with the spread of different disinformation, propaganda, surveillance. These are all tools in the toolbox of totalitarianism. Imagine if Stalin or Hitler had this kind of power. You wouldn't need millions of secret police. And it just seems like it seems like to me the benefits are far outweighed by the negatives. And not even getting into the ethics of this, where it's being trained off what's out there. It's basically stealing people's artwork, people's ideas. It's just a leeching off of humanity's, progress, the net worth of humanity's ideas. It's not bringing anything new to the table. It's just leeching off of it, it's stealing people's work, and it seems like a bad idea. Another terrifying aspect is fucking military technology. To really want autonomous AI weapon systems? Like, how many fucking science fiction cliches is that setting off? Fuck, man. Like, you want fucking Terminator drones and fucking AIs determining if a missile should be launched, or finding targets, people trying to hide from a drone and the AI can identify them? Fuck that, man. It's gone too far. That's way too far. And like, I think while the technology is obviously massively powerful, I don't know if it's on the level of the internet as far as its impact. It may be even more powerful, but it's tremendously powerful and it's not going to go away. But it is still not too late to not go all in with this, to kind of take a step back and say, look, if we're going to pursue this, we need to have an idea of what we're getting into. Because if we just kind of throw all this off to the CEOs and billionaires and whoever's fucking running the show, that's not the people that you want in charge of this shit. Like, this will have to be something that benefits the human race, all of us, not just certain people or corporations or governments. And so I know that the public sentiment has started to turn against AI, and I think that's a good first step. I don't think it's an inherently evil technology, but the implications are there, and they're quite sinister. And so, anyways, that's just been kind of gnawing at me. I just want to kind of throw that out there. I'd be curious to hear what y'all think. If am I wrong? Do you agree? But anyways, this is Asher signing off. Hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see y'all next time.